Coach will get us started, and then we'll open it up for questions.
All right. I want to start just by sending a message of support to the University of Virginia, the community, obviously Coach Tony Elliott and Athletics Director Carla Williams, the football team. There's a number of connections between that program and ours. Obviously, I've got a friendship with Bronco Mendenhall, the former coach, Nick Howell and Kirk Garner, both on our staff. Coached there, Kirk played there. Adam Smotherman, their strength coach, is a former Vanderbilt athlete, played just after I did. And Des Kitchings, who's on staff there, was a part of Bobby Johnson's staff here. Our hearts are heavy. We stand behind them. We grieve with them, and our thoughts and prayers are with them as they recover from an unthinkable tragedy. Next, I'd like to just highlight the fact that this weekend is our Turner's Heroes game, and that's in honor of Turner Cockrell's legacy here, former Vanderbilt football player who we lost in his battle with cancer in 2018. We're excited to welcome back Turner's family. That's his dad Randy and mom Noelle and sister Catherine, brother Parker. Also, Turner's teammate Cody Markell will be back with us. Cody, in his dorm room at Vanderbilt, started the nonprofit that bears Turner's name, and this is a privilege for us to be able to represent someone and honor someone that we care a lot about here, and that'll be going on this weekend. We're excited to do that. It's nice to be up here with you after being with the team on Saturday and experiencing a conference win with them. That was a special moment for us, one that we've had to put in our rearview mirror now and move forward, but one that we are grateful for, and a performance we would like to build upon. It wasn't a perfect 4 quarters. It wasn't 4 quarters of our highest level, but there was strong enough play throughout to give us the opportunity to win that game. And that said, we're going to practice, plan, and prepare as though we lost our last game. And so we're looking at all the things that had the result tip the other direction that would have been the explanatory variables for that. We need to have more consistent play in terms of our penalties. Obviously, turnovers were an issue on Saturday as well. Twice we took points off the board, once with a personal foul, once with an interception, and more consistent structured play on defense. I thought I was disappointed there as we allowed the breakout run at the end. I was proud of the way the defense stepped back onto the field to close the game out after our offense had given us the lead. So there's a lot of learning and growth there. We enjoy learning from victories and want to continue to do that moving forward. We'll face a stiff challenge this weekend with Florida. That's a team that has continued to get better through the season. They're playing really good football right now, and they're disruptive on defense, and they've been explosive on offense behind their running game and really good quarterback play. And so they'll pose a great challenge to us this weekend. We're excited for it and excited to continue this journey of Team 2 and compete with the Gators this weekend. And with that, I'm happy to open up for questions.
What is AJ Swann's status for this week?
As of right now, questionable, and I think we need to see whether or not he's able to get back in time to prepare and to be able to play at a level that helps us win. All of that's up in the air right now, but certainly we're hopeful for his health and hopeful that he's able to make a return for us this weekend.
Is there any consideration to shutting him down for the rest of the season, making sure he's healthy for the future and all that?
As we go, if we're able to get him back healthy, we will allow him to play so long as he's cleared. Obviously, if there's any gray area there or doubt, then certainly we want to protect his long-term health and obviously his long-term ability to contribute here. But we don't see that as an issue as of right now, and so we're just awaiting his return.
Specifically, talk about after the Kentucky game. Everyone saw how emotional you were. To see how tumultuous of a week you had after the South Carolina week. To see everyone come up and win when everyone thought Vanderbilt football was not going to win. What did it mean for the program and what did it mean for Team specifically?
Yeah, there are a lot of things externally that we don't allow to define us. So we concern ourselves more with the internal narratives of the program, and my emotion after the game was just a reflection of the level of respect I have for the people that are here in the early part of this build, fighting every day to build a program that they believe in. I've been impressed with this team's ability to respond each week, even though we haven't been rewarded with results all the time. I have a deep respect for our coaching staff who carries that belief every single day, and belief without evidence is something that creates strain. But we all know what's going on in here. We see it every day. We're around it. We're connected to it, and to be a part of Saturday where our team got over the hump and found a way to win a game, it meant a lot to everyone involved. And so that was what my emotion was about. So it certainly wasn't about external narratives or anything that might create a perception outside of our program. My emotions about the love and investment that we give every day to this place, to see those small signs of progress for us, and then to have them manifest in a win was a big moment, and it was one that I'll never forget. And though we plan on many more of those celebrations and many more great triumphant wins as a program, that one will always be special because it was on the back end of weeks of effort and weeks of belief and weeks of fighting and falling short, and you just don't see that level of resilience anymore. And I think this team is a resilient team, and they've established an identity as the foundation of this program that we'll benefit from for years to come.
I don't know if there's like a funeral or something at UVA this weekend. Is Nick Howell coaching against Florida?
He'll be with us. It's important to Nick that he honors his former players by serving his current players, and Nick has such a great heart and is just a fantastic mentor and coach. We spent time this morning as a program having them reflect on the young men that were lost and what that means to them, and giving us some perspective too with respect to their loss.
If AJ is available, who starts at quarterback?
Yeah, the person that gives us the best chance to win. I know, and the reason I phrase it that way is obviously AJ is our starting quarterback, but yet there's a certain level of preparation, there's a certain level of investment that we expect each week to be prepared to play, particularly at this level, particularly in a game like we're going to have on Saturday. Mike Wright is a proven winner for us, and he's also been the starter here, so we have complete confidence in Mike. And so if AJ's available but hasn't had the time in the workshop, we'll keep him as available, but we'll allow it to be Mike's show. If AJ's able to work his way back and we feel like puts together enough practice to retake that spot, we can certainly see a world where he would be out there for us.
Can we get injury updates on Ben Cox, Xavier Castillo, Davian Davis, of course,
Yeah,
and EJ Takate?
That's good. So Ben and Xavier are dealing with a little more long-term recoveries, so they're not available right now. I don't know. I don't anticipate them available next week either, but obviously if that changes, that'll be reflected on our depth chart, and we'll acknowledge that at that time. Same with BJ. BJ's injury occurred right around the finish to our second bye week, and he's a guy that could be back for us. I know he wants to be back. Is targeting next week, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. So we'll provide updates on him as we get a better sense of when he's able to reinsert. Davian took not live reps, but competitive reps today, and both scouted periods and good on good periods. So he is continuing his progress back. I don't know that gives him an opportunity to get on the field this weekend, but I would expect him to be out there for us next weekend. Again, barring any setback that might occur over the next 2 weeks. And if somehow he's able to do something for us against Florida, you know, I would be excited to have him out there with us. I don't want to shut the door on that just in case, you know, he doesn't have any setback.
What has Ray Davis meant for your team this season?
Well, you know, I feel like offensively, as we've had our run game going, we've been on schedule and in rhythm and been productive. That was evidenced on Saturday. You know, I thought against South Carolina, the same. You know, that we were able to get that run game established, and that set up third and conversions for us and opportunities for us to extend drives. You know, he's a tough competitor. I mean, he's had a lot of hard yards this year, and especially early on where I felt like teams were loading our box. He would fight for 2 or 3 yards, and just a resilient runner. And I've been proud of him as he stayed with it to find the success he's found here late in the season. And certainly, again, when he's on and our run game's going, it sets up performance in our offense. And so we're going to need that again this weekend. And we're glad to have Ray as a part of this team.
You went to Lexington without 3 starters on your offensive line. You played Jake Ketchuk the whole game, I think.
Yeah.
First snaps he's had in the game. How proud are you of what your line did? What's that say about where they are and maybe the job that AJ has done?
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I first of all, that unit has been a next man up unit all year. They've played multiple people in different spots. You talk about a guy like Gunnar Hansen, who is a tackle that we've now played inside for 2 weeks, who does that without blinking an eye, just unselfish, and they play together. They play with a heartbeat. They play with an identity. Obviously, we were proud of Jake to insert and to have his first action. We liked what we saw from Jake in camp, and just has had a couple injury setbacks through the season. But you know, we think he's a bright young spot on our roster that we want to keep coming. But you look at what that unit's done all season, and I think it's impressive. Not just, you know, when we've gotten the run game going behind tough physical play, but also what they've done in protection. I think has been in this league has been something I've noticed and reflects progress within our program. I feel like a year ago we had trouble getting plays off. There were a number of pre-snap penalties, procedural penalties. We were not often on the same page in protection. It took us all year to get to the point where we were in a rhythm offensively. I think we've taken that and built from that this season, and we've done it with a lot of different people. So that bodes well for our future. It bodes well for where we're headed, and it gives us confidence this weekend where we're going to play against a really good defensive front. These guys with the right attitude and the right approach behind Coach Blazek's teaching and coaching have proven that they can be a good offensive line in this league.
Can you speak to the importance of being disciplined this week? You talked about that earlier. Florida is the least penalized team, and it's also #1 in turnover margins. So the scenarios for Florida to beat itself don't seem to be abundant.
Yeah, they're well coached, and you know, they're a disruptive team. In the South Carolina game, South Carolina was never able to get breathing room, and it felt like Florida was punctuating early drives and then generating turnovers, and never allowed for any kind of momentum or any kind of rhythmic play. And they can do that. They're long and athletic and big and fast, and so they cover ground well, and they're disruptive at the finishes. You know, and I think for us in particular, with the issues we've had around ball security, we're gonna have to be really attentive to that. And for us to get the result we want, we're gonna have to do a better job of protecting the football than we've done in the past 2 games.
It seems like ball security has really been an issue with your receiving group. Have you addressed that? What measures are you guys taking to maybe get that part done?
There's a couple of, obviously it's being coached to a detail. you know, there's a couple of approaches. One is just, you know, the fundamental technical aspect of how we secure the ball or how we chin the ball and the mechanics behind, you know, how we want to carry the football. The other is just examining when those turnovers occur and what are the common factors in creating them. So, like on Saturday on Wills, you know, makes a nice catch and makes a move, and it's a backside runner. He's got a front side defender that he's dealing with. It's a backside runner that jars the ball loose. And so having the ability there to create an iron cross and to get two hands on the ball and to anticipate those things is important.
Regarding the Kentucky game, Barryon Brown is maybe the fastest player you guys will play against all season, and yet he had one catch for a loss of 1 yard. Didn't seem to do a ton on special teams either. How does, you know, being able to contain somebody with that type of speed speak to improvement on defense and special teams?
Certainly. We've talked a lot about tackling on the perimeter. That's been a focus. I felt like that was better on the whole on Saturday, both in defense and special teams, but I also thought there were opportunities for us to make plays to get against the running back. Excuse me, guys. Still getting over this sickness. Where we could have gone second and long, that he broke tackles to get the second two. So there's room for improvement there, but was proud of the way we contained Gary.
Yeah, so have you noticed impact on recruiting already from that win, or you know?
We've stayed the course. I mean, you know, people that get in touch with the energy inside this program, they have belief in what we're building, and obviously everyone enjoys the evidence and enjoys the success. But you know, we're happy with where we are with respect to recruiting and confident about how this class is gonna allow us to take that next step. And obviously enjoyed celebrating, you know, the win on Saturday with families and recruits who were watching closely. Thanks.
All set? Thank you.